Hi, my name is Harlan Whitaker. I'm 69 years old, retired from the United States Postal Service after 37 years of walking routes, sorting letters, and delivering packages in rain, dust storms, and every kind of heat New Mexico can throw at a man. I live alone in a small adobe house in the North Valley suburbs of Albuquerque. The house is paid off. The yard has one pinyon tree where my wife Evelyn's ashes are buried. And my truck is a 12-year-old Ford F-150 with 238,000 miles on it. Most days I drink black coffee, read the paper, and watch the Sandia Mountains change color at sunset. People look at me and see an old guy in faded jeans and a fleece jacket who probably forgets where he put his keys. They're half right. I do forget things. Sometimes mostly unimportant stuff, like where I left my reading glasses. What they don't see is the part I kept hidden for a long time. I'm not broke, not even close. I never told my kids, never told Evelyn the full amount. I just kept quiet and kept stacking my 3 children. Marlon, Travis, and Kendra are grown now. Marlene lives in Denver with her second husband Chet and my granddaughter Leela. Travis is 41. In Austin with his wife Sky and no kids. Kendra's 38, single in Seattle, still chasing creative projects that never quite pay the rent. They used to call me Dad. These days they mostly call when they need money. I used to answer every time. I used to send the wire transfers, pay the credit card bills, cover the emergency loans. I told myself it was love. I told myself a father's job never ends. But somewhere along the way, I realized something. Love doesn't mean letting people treat you like an ATM with legs. Love doesn't mean signing your life away so they can keep buying things they can't afford. Last Christmas changed everything. It started with a red envelope in my mailbox. No stamp. Just my name in Marlene's handwriting. To Dad, Merry Christmas from your loving family. I carried it inside, sat at the kitchen table, and opened it with the same pocket knife I've carried since 1986. Inside was a glittery card, snowflakes, gold lettering. The message was typed, but the signatures were real. Dear Dad, we've been worried about you, living alone in that house. You're not as sharp as you used to. Be forgetting names, mixing up dates, leaving the stove on once or twice. We talked it over as a family and decided it's time to step in. We've reserved a premium suite for you at Sunset Horizons Senior Living here in Albuquerque. Private room, chef-prepared meals, activities, 24-hour staff. It's perfect. We used the power of attorney form you signed last Christmas to handle the deposit and paperwork so you wouldn't have to stress. Move-in is January 1st. We'll come help pack after the holidays. The house should sell fast. This market is hot. Plenty of equity for your care fund. We love you and just want what's best. Merry Christmas. Marlene, Travis, Kendra, and the grandkids. I read it twice. Then I read the attached brochure printout. Smiling seniors playing bingo. A pool with an indoor track, promises of dignity and security. Power of attorney. I never signed anything last Christmas. They sent a fruit basket and a card with a pre-printed message. No documents, no conversation, just this forged paper they used to book me into a place where people go to wait for the end. My hands didn't shake when I set the card down. My heart didn't race. It just went cold, like the steel of a mailbox door in January. They weren't worried about me. They were worried about my house, the one asset I still owned, free and clear. The one thing they could sell to pay off their debts, fund their lifestyles, keep pretending they were winning at life. I poured coffee, black, strong, sat in silence until the clock ticked past midnight. Then I whispered to the empty kitchen, the only thing that felt true, return to sender. I called Reggie Ortiz the next morning. Reggie's been my lawyer since the minute we met, when he helped me set up a simple trust after Evelyn got sick the first time. He still wears bolo ties, still calls his abuela every Sunday, still tells the truth even when it hurts. Reggie It's Harlan. They forged a POA, booked me into Sunset Horizons, starting New Year's. A long exhale on the other end. Those kids of yours are something else. Harlan, I need acceleration notices on all 3 properties. Tie the default to fraud reference, the forged POA. But I want it personal. Each envelope gets a red Christmas card. Front says, "Return to sender." Inside, the notice, and a cashier's check for $10,000. Label it, "Final and complete, severance payment. No strings, no more contact." Silence. Then, "That's $30,000 you're handing them after they tried to steal your house." "I know exactly what it is," I said. "It's mercy, and it's the last mercy they'll ever get from me." Reggie didn't argue. Christmas Eve delivery. In person. I'll do Denver and Austin myself. Fly to Seattle. After you're gonna hand-deliver foreclosure notices on Christmas Eve, wearing your old postal uniform. Right. He laughed short, surprised, almost admiring. "You're a cold bastard when you decide to be, Whitaker. Only when they force my hand." I hung up and went to the hall closet, pulled out the dry cleaner bag with my last USPS uniform. Navy blue shirt still crisp, eagle patch a little faded, name tag gleaming. I ran my thumb over Whitaker and felt something settle inside me like the last piece of a puzzle I'd been ignoring for years. I had spent decades delivering other people's packages. Now, I was delivering my own. The kids weren't always like this. Marlene used to wait on the porch every afternoon when she was little, waving when she saw the white LLV turn the corner. She'd run beside the truck, yelling, "Daddy's home." Travis spent a whole summer sorting bulk mail at the station, just to earn enough for a used Nintendo. Kendra drew pictures of mailboxes with wings, and told her kindergarten class her dad flew letters to heaven. But money changes people, or maybe it just peels back the mask. After Evelyn died 6 years ago, the phone calls turned into requests. Marlene's boutique failed 50,000 wired. Travis's app crashed 75. Kendra's creative wellness idea never launched. Each time I paid. Each time they promised it was the last ask. It never was, so I stopped telling them I had anything left. I stopped telling them I'd quietly bought their mortgage notes. Over the last 10 years, Marlene's oversized Cherry Creek house purchased when she was underwater after her second divorce. Travis's trendy East Austin loft snapped up after his crypto bets blew up. Kendra's remodeled Ballard Craftsmonic when interest rates spiked and her gallery finally closed. 3 roofs, 3 debts, all held in a Delaware trust, funded by overtime, pension rollovers, and careful investing nobody knew about. I kept it quiet because I wanted to believe they'd grow up. I wanted to believe blood meant something. Christmas Eve morning, I loaded 3 manila envelopes into the passenger seat of the F-150. Each one held a glittery red Christmas card inside. Bold black letters. Return to sender. The acceleration notice demanding full payment in 30 days or foreclosure. A cashier's check for $10,000. One typed sentence. This constitutes final and complete severance. No further contact is necessary or desired. Harlan Whitaker. I dressed in the uniform. Shirt still fit across the shoulders. Pants a little loose. I'd dropped weight since Evelyn, but the belt held. I pinned the name tag, adjusted the cap, looked in the mirror. The man looking back wasn't confused or frail. He was a carrier who had walked every route, delivered every package, and never once failed. First stop, Denver. 6 hours north through the mountains. Snow flurries danced across the windshield. I didn't play music. I needed the quiet. I arrived in Cherry Creek just after 2. Marlene's house glowed with white lights. Through the window, I saw the tree, the presents, the family laughing around a cheese board. Chet telling a story. Lila in the corner on her phone. I parked 2 houses down, walked up the sidewalk, rang the bell. Marlene opened the door in a cashmere sweater. Her smile died the second she saw me. "Dad, what are you?" "Special delivery," I said. "Voice professional." I held out the envelope. She took it like she'd done 1,000 times as a kid. Then she saw the return address label. My house crossed out, hers written in. Merry Christmas, Marlene. She tore it open on the porch. Read the card. Read the notice. Read the check amount. Color drained from her face. This is my house, she whispered. No, I said. It's mine. I bought the note 6 years ago, when you were about to lose it. You never asked how I paid your bills. You just took the money. Chet appeared. What's going on? Your wife and her siblings forged my name on a power of attorney, I told him. Tried to lock me in a memory care unit so they could sell my house. I'm returning the favor. Marlene started shaking. Dad, we were trying to help. You were helping yourselves. I cut in. The check is your last help from me. Use it wisely. Lila stepped onto the porch. Grandpa. I softened. Bae, sugar. You okay? She nodded, eyes big. Mom's been crying about money for weeks. I looked back at Marlene. 30 days. Get your affairs in order. I turned and walked to the truck. Didn't look back. Austin was next. Long, hot drive through Texas. Sunset, orange and angry. Travis's loft in East Austin was lit up hipsters. String lights, craft beer. He answered in an ugly Christmas sweater, beer in hand. Grinned until he saw the uniform pop. Holy hell, you look like you time-traveled. Special delivery, I said. He laughed until he opened the envelope. Laughter stopped. You're foreclosing on me. On Christmas Eve, you forged documents to put me away, I said. I'm foreclosing on the house I own. The check is severance. 10 grand. Last money you'll ever see from me. Sky appeared. Babe, what's wrong? Your husband's about to be homeless, unless he pays $1.2 million in 30 days, I answered. Travis's knees buckled. He sat on the tile. I looked down at him. You always said you'd pay me back. Never did. Now the bill's due. I left him staring at the check like it was poison. Seattle was last. Red-eye flight. Bumpy, no sleep. Landed at SeaTac just after dawn. Uber to Ballard. Kendra's Craftsman looked pretty under fairy light sex. For the for sale sign already in the yard, she opened the door, in yoga pants and a hoodie. Eyes, red, Daddy. You're here. I held out the envelope. She took it. Read it. Sank to the mat. You own my house. Since the gallery went under, I said. You never asked where the bailout came from. You just took it. Tears fell. We were going to take care of you. You were going to take everything, I corrected. The check is your parachute. 10,000. Final drop. She clutched the envelope. Please, Daddy, don't do this. I looked at Hertha. Little girl who drew flying mailboxes was gone. In her place was someone who expected rescue without gratitude. 30 days, I said. Don't scratch the floors when you leave. I walked back to the Uber. Didn't look back. Christmas morning, I woke in my own bed, outside. Albuquerque was white rare December snow, the first measurable in 30 years. Flakes drifted past the window like slow confetti. My phone vibrated nonstop. Marlene, you heartless bastard. How could you do this to your own daughter? Travis. Pop, this isn't funny. Call me. We can work something out. Kendra, I hate you. I really hate you. I turned the phone face down, made coffee. Black Strong sat on the porch swing. Evelyn, hung in 2001. Watched the snow melt under the sun. Around noon, Leela called, Grandpa, pay sugar. Mom's screaming. The sheriff came this morning, taped a paper to the door. She says, we have to move out, she asked. I'm better than I've been in a long time. Another pause. Can I come stay with you? After school gets out. The tightness in my chest loosened. Doors always open, Lila. Always. I hung up, sipped coffee. The snow kept falling, soft, quiet, relentless. By evening, the desert was white and strange and beautiful. I stood under the pinon tree in the backyard, opened my wallet, pulled out the 3 cashier's check stubs. The only proof I'd sent 30,000 into the wind. Tore them into tiny pieces. Let the wind take them. Return to sender, I whispered. Then I walked inside, closed the door against the cold, and turned on the lights. For the first time in years, the house felt like home.